Hey y'all, welcome back to the new year. We are on the third week, last week of January, and Bitcoin is taking a plunge. I reckon after this kind of hype from the consumer price index release announcement. Um, it was a negative, but it was a negative 0.1. It wasn't that much of a news. The stock market rally just increased so much. And so fact that if we look at the US 500, there was a big kind of pickup there. Good support line at the point 78. And it hits now hitting the Dow resistance line on this Fibonacci scale. And looking at the fast moving stock RSI, we're still at an overbought area. So I went ahead and made the move on, because US 500 is kind of mirroring Bitcoin's price action. I went ahead and put a short order in at 23, probably a bit early, but it was outside the Bollinger Band on the weekly at the moment, hitting 23,400. So I put a short order in. So if you're watching this now, the price will be probably going up for still a little bit. I put a auto deposit margin on this particular order with the 50% deposit on my total capital. So in saying that, it looks like it went past a bit on Bitcoin's price action. It went past this resistance line, which indicates that I think next week, before the federal meeting of the interest rate announcement, it'll probably go in this red area, but it shouldn't hit the last high, which was here on the scale. So I'm taking a pretty big risk. This is not my usual type of trade, but in saying that there's further inflation to be combated against with the federal government, um, it looks like there's going to be a sort of, like I was saying before, I think we're going to be at meeting a retest towards these values, and whether or not it's whether or not it does go past this value or not doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that if it does, it has to land outside a Bollinger Band on the weekly. That's the most important sign. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, at least move below this lowest point at 15,596, then, well, we're looking great, to be honest. We're looking great. So, I haven't really seen a great reversal volume candle on the weekly. So I don't think this rally will be going on for quite a good while. That's one indicator. The second one is, there's further inflation to be combated against, with interest rates being held for this coming year. And excuse me, I'm a bit sick. I got the cold going around. I'm still traveling at the moment, so it's affecting a lot of people all around the world. But bear with me. So yeah, in summary, I put in a short order. I've got a lot of money on reserve because I pulled out of the stock market just at around this time here. I didn't have the channel up to tell you guys, but I decided to pull out around here, so I have a lot of disposable income to fight against. So looking at this support line, I really think we are going to be at least meeting it again for this coming year. And when we do, I will be hitting hard on the next installment for investing in the stocks that I have it on the watch list. Nvidia, PayPal, Mara not so much, but because I've already invested in this stock. And eBay, Baba, Tesla, Apple, Google, Twitter, Facebook, as well as the energy stocks I have under SPDR, so the energy index fund there. Also, I believe it's on secondary, the Chevron stock. Now, I did see an announcement from my good old friend Warren Buffett announcing T-Mobile's resistance on, see if I can find it, on this recession. And well, you can call it a recession, but it's actually doing a great job of earlier last year. At the beginning, there was a reversal when stock market was going down, T-Mobile was going up, and it's it looks great for the record. I mean, if we look at the past years, it kind of fell. I don't know why, but it did fall. But it just picked right back up again. Keeps resetting itself all along the years, and it just keeps on performing. So, to me, it's just a great sign that good things are yet to come. So, I'm looking for any point to invest in this stock. Let's see if there's any dividends on here. No, there's no dividends. So, a good point to invest in this stock, and as well as the energy stock Chevron. Now, I'm looking for that fast-moving RSI to hit the oversold area, because this is a overperforming stock. I have great confidence. I mean, look at how low it hit during COVID. Like, that's just a great. It was at 84 and it dropped down to only 63. That's such a good performance against the odds, against the economy's power with COVID, because a lot of stocks got hit hard and a lot of them dropped over 50%. So this is a great stock that I completely overlooked in the long run to put in some serious money in. So there is a stock that's equal to T-Mobile that I call the Australian version, is the mobile tech company Telstra. And Telstra has been doing amazing. Has been doing really, really good. Telstra, I put up there on the spot. I had bought it at 3.9, I believe, and I think at this point here, when I bought it, and it's just been kind of riding. But look, the dividend yield is 4%. I put in a couple grand. I'm doing great. So it's been going sideways since the beginning of the year. It hasn't really moved, which is, to me, that's a good sign. But it's a tricky thing for, if we're talking about long running it. It's tricky to say whether it's a good investment opportunity to invest now, whereas you're looking at a good long term. If I'm looking at a long term profit, I'm probably going to bet against the market and say that it's pretty much over after once I see that support line hitting a support line or not quite reaching it and bouncing back up again, I'm betting with I'm betting with the economy is just gonna keep on with a new bull run. Honestly, it's whether or not the market goes sideways during that time. Who knows? It's hard to even time the market. I don't think there's a such thing as timing it to an exact amount of a date. I think that's just silliness. I think the market is more of a sort of a relative data um, reflection with with this, the patterns and signs that it gives. Um, Meaning that if we look at the data here, it's losing momentum at every low going past the Bollinger Band. At every dip, it is losing momentum, especially here is the biggest dip. And it didn't really, the value, once it goes above, that 32 mark, this one hit at, what was the last dip? We're looking at, it's not giving the value. We're looking at 36.17 on the slow moving stock RSI on this chart, guys. Yeah. So, anyways, at 36.17, it hits a low on the price action, and it's pretty well. It's hard to say whether it's, I kind of missed my opportunity here to move in. I was kind of getting married and planning a wedding, so I was a bit busy with the market, and I kind of dropped the ball on that one and didn't pick up on any investments. I think the investment that I did was like Tesla, and I bought it at a stupid price, like 220 or something. So it's I'm holding that. I saw Meta drop down to 90, and I still kind of looked at it like for a good week, thinking it was going to keep going down, but it didn't, which was another ball dropping. And the fact that there is still another sign of a drop here on the slow moving RSI within the purple area, and the price going down past 90, 89. I think there's a good opportunity there. I mean, look at it. It's oversold for the week. So I think this is the best, around the best time that Facebook will ever have in price for the next half the year. It's definitely going to be going past the 80, the last low. Or if it doesn't, it's going to match, retest the last low. So that's my current analysis with the general movement, and things that have the biggest capital, and the crypto and index funds and all that. So I've got again, in the summary, I've got my position open at 23,400. Let's kind of zoom in and look at the hourly, see what's going on here. I'm actually curious. We've got a high at 91, then another high at 76, and then not quite pulling above that last price, that break price here. So if it does, so it's at 76, there is a chance that the price will drop down before it goes up again to try and break past 73, what is it, 819.8. Yeah, this will have to come down for sure. So it didn't do so bad. I'm looking at a 30% return. It is a weekly position analysis. So I don't like to, I like to bet on the weekly analysis and bet when it's gonna go down, drop down again, which is now it's at 100%. It's at 100 value on the fast moving RSI. So I'll just keep it open. You know what? I'll just keep it open. I think it's gonna retest on one of these values here on the Fibonacci, especially the Dow at 21,955. So we'll just have a look at it for the next coming week, and I'll post up my return if I decide to close out. If I decide to not close out, I'll still have it open for next week's video. Thanks guys for subscribing and watching the video and supporting me. I'm just trying to make money from trash, from rubbish collection on the beach, on the roads, and investing it in crypto, and then turning that capital to change the world, to designing properties sustainably, to look after nature so that your property will last for your future generation of people, of family. It's all just trying to pay everything forward. So that's it. That's my fun. That's my spiel. Y'all have a great week, or the rest of the weekend, and I'll be seeing y'all.